ශානකර් මන්ත්‍රීතුමා.
Honorable Speaker, in light of the UN Human Rights Council, UN Human Rights Council 61 core group statement on Sri Lanka, which calls for credible accountability, strong independent institutions and meaningful engagement with OHCHR, and noting that victim communities, particularly families of the disappeared, have rejected domestic mechanisms and continue to call for credible international investigations, I ask the Honourable Minister of Justice. Further, while previous governments at least engaged in discussions on truth, reconciliation and accountability mechanisms, the present government's policy framework focuses on governance and anti-corruption without clearly addressing wartime accountability and justice. Honourable Justice Minister, the mandate that you got was not only to deal with corruption, you were also given a mandate to address accountability and justice issues. So therefore my first question is, what is the government's current official estimate of persons missing during the final stage of the armed conflict in 2009? And has this been updated? Number two, does the government accept that there is still no credible consolidated database of missing persons? And what steps are being taken to establish one? Number three, what is the status of investigations into the Chemmani mass graves discovered in 2025? And the timeline for forensic analysis, identification and accountability? What is the status? How many mass grave sites have been officially identified to date, and what progress has been made in these investigations? Will the government permit or seek international forensic and investigative assistance into these cases? What is the government's position on individuals who allegedly surrendered to the military in the final days of the war and now are missing? Will the government utilize evidence compiled by the Sri Lanka Accountability Project (SLAP) in pursuing such cases? What outcomes has the Office on Missing Persons delivered since this government assumed office? What actions has the Office for Reparations taken, and how does the government respond to concerns that reparations without truth and justice are insufficient? Finally, will the government commit to a time-bound, credible process, including international involvement, to deliver accountability and non-recurrence? Honourable Minister, I am asking you these questions in light of an year and 6 months. Your government, your president has been in power for a year and 6 months, and most of these concerns haven't been addressed. I have asked the Honourable Prime Minister two such questions previously under the Prime Minister's questions, and the Honourable Prime Minister also confirmed that it's a work in progress. But we are yet to see any concrete steps. As representatives of the victim community, we are unable to see them. Especially with the Chemmani mass graves, you have unearthed a certain number of skeletons. No forensics, nothing. You all haven't done anything now. Unearthing further skeletons is another matter. But so far, the skeletons that you found, the remains that you have found, what have you done with it? Now, adding one last thing to that, Honourable Minister, you know the matter of political prisoners. Now, the previous government, at least under Ranil Wickremesinghe, they used to engage with us, and even though we didn't accept TRC, they had a proposal. Even though we demanded the release of the political prisoners, even though they released one or two at least. Actually, Ranil released a few. You all haven't released any. You all are not even agreeing that there are political prisoners. Now, in light of this, Honourable Minister, I'd like to get the answers for these questions. Thank you.